Imagine waking up in a world where your opinion did not matter. You do not have a voice that your government could hear, and major decisions about your health, your education, and your finances were made for you by someone else who doesn't even know or care who you are. Fortunately, we live in a country where this is not the issue, but every election we continue to have an extremely large percentage of Americans who do not vote. Roughly 43% of Americans did not vote in 2012. Today I'm going to persuade you on why it's important for us to have our voice heard and to get out there and vote. How many are not voting? What are the reasons of why we should vote? And what can we do to be the voice of our future? We sit back and complain about how our country, states, and cities are run, but yet a large percentage of voting age citizens fail to vote. An estimated 94 million Americans did not vote in the 2012 presidential election, according to KJRH-TV Tulsa, in an article. An estimated 94 Americans did not vote in 2012 presidential election, published on November 8, 2012 by KJHR.com. This was just 2 days after the 2012 election. There are over 214 million registered voters, according to the Bipartisan Policy Center in a published report for 2012 voter turnout report on November 8, 2012 at bipartisanpolicy.org. So that means that roughly 43% of Americans did not have a part in choosing our president, state senators, House of Representatives, local judges, possibly mayors, governors, city councilmen, district representatives, as well as amendments, laws, and many other leaders, and as well as issues. In the 2014 general election, the percentage of voting age citizens who did not vote increased even higher to roughly 58% based off the report Who Votes? Congressional Elections in the American Electorate, 1978 to 2014, by Thom File of the U.S. Census Bureau at census.gov in July of 2015. Even more people were not out there voting for our leaders and laws. So why are we not voting? And why is it important that we do vote? A few excuses that I've used over the years since being eligible to vote have been that, one, my vote didn't matter, that I don't agree with the candidates, or that I don't know enough where the candidates stood. Now that I'm a little bit older, I see these are poor excuses. Yes, I have just one vote, but when you're grouped together, you become more than just a single vote. If a quarter of the 94 million Americans voted, that's over 23 million people. That one vote becomes enough to swing in an election one way or the other. You don't have to agree with the candidates running. Elections are more than just picking leaders. They also help decide the laws for our local and national government. Ideas for change are presented to our government on almost a daily basis. Ideas that could help or hurt our nation. These ideas are given to a representative. If the representative likes the idea, they write them into bills. Bills are then presented to the House of Representatives. If approved, the bill moves on to the Senate, then on to the President. Then, from there, the outcome of this idea is decided. It could either become a law or vetoed. The easiest understanding for me of how this works was by Kids in the House, How Laws Are Made at kids.clerk.house.gov. Either way, these ideas go through the hands of representatives that we have the power to vote for. By not voting, we are leaving the fate of our future to the next person, hoping that they are not making their choice based off the bash ads on TV. With our access to so much information through the internet, we really don't have any excuse of why we don't know more about the issues being voted for. Many websites are dedicated to providing facts about the candidates running, such as votesmart.org or ontheissues.org. All we need to do is take the initiative to make our voice heard. Now is the time to take a stand and decide to be a part of the nation we live in. We need to gather the facts about the candidates and the issues that are being voted on and get out there and be a voice that our nation can hear. If you are not registered, then get to your local government building or post office and ask them how you can become registered. Yeah, your vote may not win, but that should only encourage you to be more involved and active in sharing information about possible leaders and issues that to your family and friends. The more we have informed, the more we have who vote. The more we have voting, the bigger that one vote can become. With the election of the presidential candidates just around the corner, don't allow yourself to become part of the 94 million people who did not share their voice in 2012. We need to become informed about the issues and realize that we are more than just a single vote. If we plan to ever see a change in our voting and how our nation is ran, then now's the time to be a voice and vote. I would like to leave you with a quote from Franklin D. Roosevelt's radio address from the White House on October 5th, 1944. Nobody will ever deprive the American people on the right to vote except for the American people themselves. The only way that we could do that is by not voting at all. So get out there and vote.